right, the line break and the horizontal rule. So the horizontal rule is not used a lot, but it creates a horizontal line across the document. And it is what's called the self-closing tag. This is the first that we've seen of these. And the HTML is really not consistent when it comes to these. So just remember that unlike P tag, where there's an opening P tag and a closing P tag with the slash, this one doesn't need a closing one. It just gets the slash kind of here at the end. Even here, myself saying it, I know it's confusing, but just know that they operate differently than the other ones because there's only one element instead of a pair. Let's take a look at how it works. We see text here, and we can see the break right there. Otherwise, this line would be up here, but it's not. And then right away, an example of the horizontal line right there. So the BR creates breaks within the text, a line break, and the HR creates this horizontal line. And here's a couple more examples. We got, boom, one there, one here, and one here. It's time for the challenge. Add an HR and BR anywhere in the text. Try to organize it as nicely as possible. Now here is a tip. I taught this class in person, and I found that people were making the slight syntactical error since this was the first time that we were using self-closing tags, and they were just struggling to learn the fact that tags need closing tags. And then I right away gave them a challenge that specifically required not to have a closing tag. So I would do this lesson as such. You want to learn the functionality, not necessarily the syntax first. So I would say just copy this BR, just like this, and just start sprinkling it in anywhere. Boom, boom. Try 2 in a row. Try 5. Just add a bunch of them. And take a look at how your text changed. Here's the first one. I threw them all willy-nilly. Here's another one. Here's the one that has 5. And you can see that it's just going to take your text that used to be a big wall of text and start breaking it up into spots. And the HR do the same thing. Add less of these though, since it's gonna make it look pretty ugly. And we're gonna add one here. There's one. I'm gonna add one here. There's another one. So work on the, here, let's take a look up here. Work on the syntax later. Remember that every tag needs a closing tag except for these. And then when you need a line break, or you need a horizontal rule, or you need the image tag, which is very important, just look it up. And the first thing that should come to your mind is like, oh, right. These are the ones that are different than the rest. But what I really had to learn, what I really had to memorize was the previous concept, which is that every tag needs a closing one, except for these few. And there are only a few. So first of all, the line break, learn it so you can know how to break up text. But the way to actually write it, the fact that it's different than the others, keep that in the back of your mind and just refresh it whenever you need it. Just work on the functionality first, memorization second. Let's move on to the next one.